Nobody talks about the real problem. They talk about the debt, the interest rates, the credit cards, the loans. But debt is not what destroys people. Something else does. And the terrifying part? You already know what it is. You've known for a long time. You just haven't been ready to look at it. Because looking at it means admitting something uncomfortable. Something that goes way deeper than money. This isn't about your income. It's not about your expenses. It's about a pattern that runs silently inside you. One that has been there probably since before you ever had a bank account. And until you see it clearly, no budget will save you. No raise will fix it. No financial plan will hold. Think about the last time you told yourself things were going to be different. Maybe you made a plan, a real one this time. You wrote down the numbers, cut the subscription, set the savings goal. And for a few weeks, maybe even a few months, it worked. Then something happened. It always does. A bad day, an unexpected expense, a moment of weakness. And suddenly you were back. Not just back to zero, back to the same exact place you started. Stop. I want you to think about that for a second. Not the expense, not the bad day. The fact that you ended up in the same place. Again. Because that's not bad luck. That's not circumstance. That is a system working exactly as it was designed. A system inside you. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud. The debt was never the enemy. You were fighting the wrong war. The real battle was always internal, always quiet, always invisible. And that's exactly why you kept losing. His name doesn't matter. Let's just say he was 34. Good job, stable income, smart enough to know better. Every year he told himself this was the year he'd finally get ahead. He had spreadsheets, apps, podcasts about personal finance downloaded but never finished. But every December he looked at his bank account and felt the same thing. Not shame, familiarity. Like coming home to a house you never meant to live in. He wasn't bad with money. He was afraid of what having money would demand of him. Because money changes things. And change, real change, means you can no longer blame the circumstances. You can no longer say, someday. You have to show up differently every single day. And that terrified him more than any debt ever could. So unconsciously, without ever deciding to, he stayed broke. Not because he lacked money, but because staying broke was safer than becoming someone new. Read that again. Staying broke was safer than becoming someone new. Does that feel familiar? Here's what psychologists call it. Actually, forget the label. Labels make it sound like someone else's problem. Let's just call it what it is. The comfort of a familiar pain. Most people think they want to be wealthy, but what they actually want is to feel safe. And for many, safety doesn't look like abundance. Safety looks like what they already know, even when what they know is struggle, even when what they know is never quite enough. Because the brain, your brain, is not optimized for happiness. It's optimized for survival. And survival means staying inside what is known. Think about this. Every time you got close to a breakthrough, a promotion, a savings milestone, a clear financial picture, did something inside you pull back? Did you self-sabotage before the finish line? Did you spend the bonus before it landed? Did you quit the plan right when it was working? That wasn't weakness. That was your internal system doing exactly what it was built to do, keeping you where you feel safe. And here's what I haven't told you yet. The real reason this keeps happening goes even deeper than fear. Here it is. The thing debt doesn't cause, but this does. Identity. Your financial situation is not a result of your decisions. Your decisions are a result of who you believe you are. If deep down, underneath all the plans and goals and spreadsheets, you believe you are someone who struggles with money, then you will always find a way to confirm that belief. Always. The debt is just evidence. Evidence of a story you've been telling yourself for years. A story that says, people like me don't get ahead. A story that says, money is always a problem. A story that says, I'll start when things calm down. But things never calm down. Because you are the thing that needs to change, not the circumstances. You don't need a better budget. You need a different identity. You need to start making decisions from the person you want to become, not the person your past created. That is the shift nobody teaches. That is what debt can never fix. And that is exactly what destroys people, not the numbers, the story. We started with a question, not about debt, not about money, but about something invisible. Something you already knew was there. Now you have a name for it. But naming it isn't enough. The question is, what do you do with it? Because awareness without action is just another comfortable story. Another way of feeling like you understand, without actually changing. If this felt familiar, save it. You'll need it later. And if you're ready to go deeper, to understand the specific mechanisms that keep people financially stuck no matter how much they earn, that's exactly what comes next. But for now, just sit with this one question. Who would you have to become to finally stop repeating this?